Good morning, good morning, good morning from the sun. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sacred Soulmates, hosted by Goddess Euphoria. Thank you for being here. I hope you see something. You scroll through a couple of the videos, it ain't but a few of them up here on this channel. I do have another channel, 828 Prophecies, that has well over 500 something videos. So if you want to see a little more of what I do and how deep it really goes, you can head over there. But yeah, our usual setup. Pulled the chakra cards and we got one of those grays. So it's something about the person who's actually on a journey or up to something or playing in spirit. Because some people's journey through spirit comes by them playing in the shit and not knowing just how real it can get. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. On this destiny card, it's giving destiny swap, and it's giving a woman wanting to siphon the energy off of a man, or having such an aggressive kind of stance about herself that she just does things that are, I'm not really want to look at women and say, well, that's not ladylike, but there's no ladylike about her. It's like, even when she is showing a ladylike kind of way, or like the the feminine wiles and stuff like that, it's with the purpose, and that's masculine. It's manipulative when she does show it. And there's this masculine who is like, genuinely wanting to be in that stage of, having a good relationship and loving at this point in his life, and was wanting to submit himself in the relationship and really treat her right. And this is the type of, you can't treat all these bitches right. You just can't. You can't turn these hoes into housewives. You can't treat all these bitches right. You just can't. It's bitches. It's females. They're ladies. There are women. They're divine feminines. This one is on the lower end of the ladder. And she could be the one who's playing in spirit, meaning love spells and concoctions and pouring tea over her coochie hairs into a pitcher as she squats over it. That type of bitch. These hoes be nasty. They really do. But him already being kind of in that submitting to his woman type of stance, it really just kind of, it drew him right on in. So it could be a man right now who is feeling uncertain about relationships, and he's someone who actually wanted to get deeper into relationships. He wants that life, that stable life, happy wife, happy life. Had full intentions of doing that, but this is like insatiable is what I'm hearing. It's the type of bitch who you can't do enough to please her. You can't do enough for her. You can submit all day and it'll never be enough. And that's the energy that I'm getting. But she has hooked arms with this guy, and it's like she's trying to coach him on what to say and what to do, rather than allowing him to stand up and lead like a man does. Like, just going overboard with the, oh, I see you wanting to submit to me. Now you need to submit a little more. Get a little lower down on your knees. You do this, say this. She's very, it's like an aggressive female. It could be Aries, could be Sagittarius, it could be Scorpio, could be Virgo, could be Libra, but aggressive. She's aggressive. And wants to always like position herself as if she's some mother figure that he needs. She may be one who always wants to talk to him about his mom, or kind of wants to come in between their relationship. And it's like a constant, they could have power struggles, or that's a relationship that he was in where his woman was having power struggles with his mom. But in this case, it's like she is wanting to submit this relationship before like godly forces, before the ancestors, before her spirit guides that she may know about or try to work with. Because I'm a firm believer in either you do something or you don't do it. So people who try, is like, that's not it. It's not it. You're missing the mark. But she's submitting herself, and these people don't look like they believe her. They don't look like they believe in that shit she talking. You see his arms folded? It's like the things that she says, it tells on her. Like, it don't matter how sweet she may try to come across. her mouthpiece, for one, tells on her. And I don't mean just cursing, because I curse, as you see on this channel, but I mean when you don't do something that she likes, she's downright spiteful. In the case, like trying to, drive a wedge between a man and his mother, some of these mamas ain't shit, you know. I'm in touch with reality. But in the case where a woman did the best she could with raising her son, is giving single mother, just the way that came out, did the best that she could with raising her son, and maybe she had to like work a lot to keep the household going, and then you got some bitch who come up and she trying to like, is giving that she herself has real mother issues. A lot of times women do have problems with their mother. That's a real thing. Mothers who are jealous of their daughters, mothers who don't put no effort into raising their daughters into being, solid women. So then when the daughter gets older and goes wayward, now the mother, instead of like correcting the issue that she created, correcting the monster that she created, the mother don't want to be associated with it. So she'll go off and talk shit about her own daughter because she wants to make it seem as if, well, I did the best I could. I tried the best I could with her, but this is how she turns out. Whole time, your motherfucking punk ass, meme ass bitch, you ain't did the best you could with nothing. You rarely even talked to that girl. You never really was her safe place. You never were a good example to her of what a strong woman is supposed to be. So she could have this, whoever this female is, she could have a lot of problems with her own mother, and it's like she projected it onto this man who already was in that position, already conditioned to, yield to a woman because him and his mother do have a good relationship. He recognizes how hard his mother worked, and he appreciates all that his mother did for him. He don't have no, there was no strife between them two, even if he didn't grow up in the best of circumstances. Versus a female like this who probably did grow up in a decent neighborhood, or maybe she had a better, looking house, a bigger house than her peers. Maybe a lot of her friends grew up in project housing, under single parents, and she had both parents in the same household. But a 2-parent household don't mean shit. If the parents don't have no good relationship, all you doing is sitting up there traumatizing your kids because they watching y'all be toxic to each other all day. So, but having gotten this man and he's yielding to, the feminine, but she got that, hole in her own damn heart where she can't be satisfied with nothing. Nothing is ever enough for her because she's not enough for herself. She's always looking for validation. This is a bitch who's in love with the camera. She in love with the likes. She in love with the DMs. She in love with the cat calls and the attention at the club let out, at the gas station, at the Waffle House. Hold on, excuse me, man. What come on the sausage biscuit? She that type of person. And whoever it is that, doing spirit work is not respected. Is not respected. As a matter of fact, some spirits might be playing with her ass right now. Because their attention, her attention on the man, what you need to do this and you need to say this and this is how you do this is how you do that. And the spirit guy is looking at her like, what the fuck you trying to teach him something for? He's spiritually higher than you. But look how she dressed in all white and got him decked up in all black. Like he's the shadow figure when it's really her who's the shadow figure. And notice you see everybody's face on this card except her. The man looking at her for reassurance and just wanting to make sure that he's pleasing her and doing right by his woman, because that's instilled in him, because he actually does have a love and a harmonious relationship with feminine energy. And the only one with the back turned, who you can't see their face, is the one in all white, trying to act like. But the one with the other white in this card is the beard on the guy who got his arms crossed, because he don't believe none of this shit she talking about. So, I don't see God as a white man with a long white beard, but Santa. And, if you know, Santa, when you arrange those letters around a little bit, it says another name. And that's who is pulling up to the spell work that she doing. And he not pleased. He not impressed with none she doing. They make it seem like, Satan, he's all bad and this evil, that. Let me tell you something. The low down, dirtiest people in the world, like let's say a cartel, they run by a G code, and it's very strict, and they don't like people playing in their face. Just like somebody who runs off of a code of honor, who upright. God is a God of order and structure. And even on the complete opposite side, the opposite of God, you still got to have some order and some structure, period. In any type of, major enterprise, any type of network, it got to be some structure and some order. And the only ones who don't be having the structure and order are humans themselves. So you can't blame none of this shit on the devil. She can't say, well, it's evil, it's trauma, it's this and that. No, baby. You picked up the materials. You doing that manipulation. You playing in that spell work. You wanted to manipulate a man who's already good to you. And the spirit guys don't believe her. She about to get a lot of backlash, backfire on her. The good news about all of this is that I don't feel like the masculine is attached to her any longer. I feel like maybe they had a relationship at one point. She would have been one of those twin flames I be talking about. Or I be explaining it the way I explain it, the way I ain't heard nobody else explain it. And it feels like she's a thing of the past. But she could be trying to like inch her way back in. Because once you what they say, you don't miss your water to the well run dry. Whatever happened between them in the former connection and the twin flame connection, since this is a sacred soulmate channel, is given that his energy has already separated from that, and he is moving towards someone who is going to reciprocate that yielding to one another, who's going to reciprocate that submission to your partner. And now she want to come in. I think the reading before this was the energy of somebody who likes to deflect. They don't never see themselves as the problem. They ain't never gonna admit to being the problem. They gonna always be dressed in white, but they the only ones who see themselves dressed in white. They're only pure in their imagination. It's a delusional bitch, and she gives illusions, a bunch of illusions around her, and that's kind of taking me back to that camera. She loves to be in front of a camera, and she also loves to narrate things from her own lens. She only interacts with the world around her in the way that she wants to see it. So this is someone who has selective hearing, selective memory. If you bring up to her what she did or what she said, I don't think I said that. I don't remember that. It could have been yesterday. I ain't do it like, I ain't say that. I don't remember saying all that now. A lot of times when you confront somebody like that, all they can say is, I don't remember. If every time you confront somebody, their first thing that they say is, I don't remember, that bitch a bold-faced liar. You remember exactly what I'm talking about. And you saying you don't remember it, baby, I'm going to go forward with your punishment whether you remember the shit or not. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Because unless you got a dementia diagnosis, unless you're going to take it that far to go get you a diagnosis, I don't need you to say you remember. I remember. And ain't nothing wrong with my mind, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward with the judgment that I pass on you, which is just balanced discernment. I discern what you're doing, so I'm going to go ahead and call that judgment and get you up out of here. And you have every right to do that. You don't have to let nobody sit around and play in your face and then just be like, well, God, you'll handle them. No, you handle them. Make a decision and get rid of their ass, period. And it's giving that he has done that. Made a decision, got rid of her, maybe went out and, got up under a few or got around the other few women and maybe played around in the dating pool for a while. But eventually came to remembrance of his soulmate, or came into contact, into union with his soulmate. And now she want to jump up, and get involved. This person always got something going on. They do a lot. They always want to be on the scene. They always want to be seen. Always want to be heard. Don't know how to play the backfield. Like I say, it's an aggressive female. Talk loud. Talk too much. Tell too much. lie too much, do too much, just all over the place. And she could be a certified pass around. That's another masculine way of thinking. She may think it's cute to be in that, I'm seeing Sukiana's face, but Suki is not, I don't see an aggressive woman in Suki, even though she's out there, she's loud, she's who she is. Suki is very submissive, like in the most loud and carefree way possible. She's very still feminine and submissive. This one is just like, she do a lot of, posting about all her niggas, and I don't let my niggas meet my other niggas, and I don't post these niggas, these niggas didn't, these niggas that. In that mind frame. But she's way out of the age range where that should still be what's on her mind. If you like, especially you still in like high school or something, or you in your college years, or you just got your first big girl big boy job, and you in your 20s and you living life, so yeah, you may talk a little slick, and you can feel yourself a little bit, smell your little musk. But this woman, it's like you should be well beyond that, because it feels like she's always been that way, like from middle school. And she a little fast, a little hot, a little aggressive. So this is somebody who may have started having boyfriends in elementary school, and then in middle school you turned it up. Oh, start feeling myself, a lot of these boys like me, I'm this, I'm that. Get to high school, MySpace popping, taking pictures in certain poses that are provocative and stuff at an early age, one of the first thirst trappers on the internet type shit. A lot of that energy. And then fast forward 20 years later, and you still on that. In your late 30s, early 40s, into the 50s, you still on that. Get around, pass around. They're just words that are just floating through my mind right now. So it could be a lot of men who have a lot to say about this person. Or she wanted to, just like she wanted to try to project onto this guy her own issues. That's giving heavy Virgo energy, all that projecting. Seeing themselves as pure, but being the main ones who are problematic. It's heavy Virgo energy. And it's more Virgo moon. A Virgo moon is so insufferable. Yeah. Or just, heavy Virgo in a person's chart. But it's like always having the need to be in control of the narrative. And if word got back round to her, because with this King of Swords and Seven of Cups, it could be talking to community that, this guy, he finally moved on, or he really about to settle down, or he got on one of them ones now. Like, he in the game now. He finna be a part of the husband's club. That kind of talk, maybe, she may be hearing whispers. And she's like, hell no, Shawty about to jump off a cliff. She about to lose it. She already delusional. So when a narrative is not going the way that she wanted it to go, she's like, not without me. So she out here in everybody's face, trying to get her side of the story out before somebody else. She want to be the first one you see coming. She want to be the first thing you hear. Because, like, if something gets printed in, like, let's say a newspaper or in a magazine, I may be showing my age here. Or if some major outlet, the Shade Room or some shit like that, posts a story, and then come to find out it's not true. Perfect example, when the outlets were posting that Stephon Diggs had broke up with Cardi B because her BBL stank. It's like that type of shit. Somebody putting out something like that to get a story out first, to kind of like, cause confusion, or to make it seem like what somebody else's relationship status is, like it ain't as good as you, like it's trouble in paradise. It's like that type of energy where somebody want to come and try to make it seem like it's trouble in paradise, or like the soulmate connection is not really there, when everybody already see it. Like the talk is around town that it's already in motion. It's already going down. So you pulling up late. You're not watching your step. You talking about shit that you're not ordained to talk about. You trying to do spell work for a connection where the other party, it's unrequited. They don't want you on that type of level anymore. As a matter of fact, you could never pull them back into a really truly loving stance, because they're gonna always have that stain on their brain, even if she don't remember. He do. The shit that you say to people, they remember that. And even if they don't remember the exact words you said, they gonna remember how it made them feel in that moment. And they'll also remember the strain that it could have put on other relationships. Especially when you trying to say something about a person's family. And especially if that person's family still held strong love for one another despite going through struggle. You know, when you struggle with somebody, that bond become real tight. There was a poet who came to my college my freshman year, and I remember this line. He was like, the reason so many people have a broken love is because they've never been broke in love. You know how poets do it shit. But it wasn't as cliche as that. But that's, the reason so many people have a broken love is because they've never been broke in love. And if she's one of the ones who, that, yeah, I get these men and these niggas do this and they do that for me and da 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 da, yeah. And he wanted to yield to you, this is a man who would have made sure that he was providing for her. So they don't have that. So you don't have that type of depth of a connection with him in the first place. You never satisfied in the second place. You're not appreciating him yielding to you third. Then you talking shit about the people who actually have had him when he was in a broken place. You done X'd yourself out. You passed third strike. When you pass third strike, now other parties, other worldly parties, entities and shit have to get involved because you doing too much. Which is what I've been channeling. Doing too much. Aggressive female, you do too much. Femininity is low. That's the dark. That right there. If it was spiritually correct, she would be in the black. He would be in the white. That's probably why old boys up here, the motherfucking arms is folded. He not hearing none of that shit. He's sick of her talking. He's sick of her chanting. He's sick of her prayers. He's sick of that fugazi ass spiritual talk she be doing with crystals and Ashe and all of Grand Ra. Sick of her ass. And then this one over here, he like, I'm trying my damnedest to. This one over here got his hands like, but all right, you testing it. You really trying it. You playing in my face. And that's kind of what like the spirit guides. That's how they feeling about all of this work she trying to do. To bring this man back to her. To get his attention off of his actual soulmate. He's like, it's like, trying it. I'm a shaman. I sit in 13 hours of meditation a day, but you about to bring it up at me. That's what I'm spirits sitting at. Both dark spirits and light spirits. All of them sick of them. Because you playing with something that's spiritually ordained. A soulmate connection is not to be fucked with. What God brings together, let no man or bitch put asunder. And she trying to do that. Wearing the wrong colors. Calling the wrong names. Probably mispronouncing her spirit guides' names. If you don't know how to pronounce your spirit guides' names, not your spirit guides. I know you don't have to know all of them. Some of them have some pretty gnarly names. I don't attempt to know all of them. But the ones that are close to me, I know how to say and spell. You know how many times I done seen Sekhmet misspelled? You know what I'm saying? It's like when you really work with an energy, you know that energy. When you really love someone, you know that person. When you love someone, you don't misspell they shit. So she calling out names, mispronouncing. I work with Hecate. You mean Hecate? Oh, okay. I call on Lilith. Oh, Lilith. That type of shit. And the only thing that's moving fast and aggressive is her attempts to overshadow the connection. Because all of that spirit work and shit that she trying to do is low, is lame, it's slow. I'm getting like almost flatline, like the wavelength so dull and so long that it's like damn near a flatline. And what she about to do is send herself into a place of having to be flatlined. I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe she's gonna be laying up somewhere in a hospital bed, or sending herself into a depression where she can't get out of bed. But all the effort that she's putting into this is only siphoning from herself, because it's not effective anywhere else. And the spirit guide's not letting none of that shit fly. The soulmate connection is already intact. And the worst part about it is she don't bit most see what she doing. Blinded by her own greed, blinded by her own rage, blinded by her own I don't get usually a negative connotation with the star card, but because of the lay of these cards, just blinded by her own need to be the center focus of everyone's life, apparently. Maybe she may be the one in the friend group that seems the most lit. Or maybe she is the one amongst her chosen peers who can stomach this female. So it's probably a bunch of flunkies and groupies just, hanging around in her wings and stuff. She could be the one who got the most motion out of them. Out of that group of people who align with your low vibrational energy, you're the leader of the low vibrationals. Well, whoop-de-doo. She's so blinded by the lights. All of the lights. She's blinded by the lights. And I don't feel like this is a person who get like real like Showtime or real big publicity or nothing like that. Maybe they could be like a little local celebrity, or because she hot in the draws, maybe a lot of people in her little local region know her. She the type of female that niggas from 2 counties over, I know who that is. You mean Shawty that got da-da-da? Yeah, my cousin used to da-da-da. 2, 3 counties over, maybe even cross state lines, they know her name. That ain't cute. If they knew your name 2 counties over because you were a poet, just bringing back that energy, or if you a singer, or you know what I'm saying, you do hair, you know what I'm saying, you do nails, something that bring in some type of income and that add some type of value to you. They know your name because you hot in the draws. That's not cute. That's not good. That don't look good on no man resume. That's not something him want to take home to mama. That's not something he gonna take to the altar. It's just not. The soulmate connection, on the other hand, that's the other rendition of the star energy that I'm getting, is that she is just blindly saying anything, hoping that it works, but it's like she's coming in competition with the apple of this man's eye, the one who appreciates him yielding, the one who don't disrespect his family, the one who do her part, and she'll show up and she'll pay her dues to be welcomed into the family. It's nice for you to meet a man's family, or vice versa. It's nice for a man to meet a woman's family. Usually when men come and meet the family, they be received. Everybody be happy to have a possible extra son, but women kind of have it a little harder. It would be nice if you show up and they all like you on the first day, but if not, and if they kind of weary of you, especially if you hot in the draws like this and they can just smell it on you, you might have to, put some dues in. You might have to show up before, a Sunday service, or before the family reunion start, and help set up and help decorate and help cook. And you may have to babysit a few nieces and nephews and stuff to really earn your spot in the family. That ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nobody got to kiss your ass. And that's the thing, like the girls that hang with this female, she got a little motion. She be in a lot of niggas' face. So of course, the flunkies like her, they want to be around a bitch that bring a bunch of niggas around, because they probably can't pull them themselves. They her flunky. They stand in her shadow. Message. It's a blue van, a blue post office van pulled up. That's what kind of took me out of the train of thought. But yeah, you hang with flunkies, then yeah, they'll kiss your ass. If dudes, at least, especially if you got a nice body and you keep yourself together at least a little bit, they gonna give you that attention. A man's family, bitch, don't nobody give no fucks about you. Why should we care? What make you different from the last 20 hoes that he, that he done brought up and through here? What make you different? And because she really ain't no substance to it. It's just, I want attention. I want attention. I want the world to be what I say it is. But you're not paying attention to none of the clues. Like, this person is so blinded by that need to be the center focus of everyone's attention that she don't know how to read a room. You know, somebody is a star. I'm getting the movie Carmen, the hip opera with Beyonce. And I'm not saying in that movie, you know, when they ran off and, you know, trying to fulfill her dream and stuff, running off to Hollywood, you know, packing your bags and just going, and she not reading the room about nothing that was going on. She not paying attention to none of the destruction. She left back where they came from. She not really paying attention to the state of this man. You done uprooted his whole life, and he get out there and you ain't no type of support. It's all about you. She think just, it's very childish. It is very childish. So now I'm getting that Aries energy because he's the first of the zodiac. I'm not saying all Aries are childish, but a lot of them are. Because now I'm seeing Halle Bailey's face. We want Halo. All right. Sorry. She just don't know how to read a room. Like how I just explained how a man's family just not gone. They ain't got to kiss your ass like that just because he brought you by the house. These are not things that even cross her mind, because in her mind, everyone loves me. Because the boys give me attention ever since I was in elementary school, because I'm fast-tailed like that, because my mama ain't never taught me how to be, you know, ladylike or whatever. That everybody like me. Everybody want me. And when this man who was actually a good man, and you don't find a whole bunch of them these days. So once he separated from her, oh, now you want to double back. She probably thought he was going to double back. But no, he went off and actually put up the whole twin flame bullshit and connected with his soulmate. So now she's losing it. Spell work after spell work, love spell after love spell, and projecting and want to get out and put her story out first. I don't know if they have children together and she want to say that he ain't with the Page of Cups. If they have like a child together or something, and she want to, he don't do shit and he ain't this and he ain't pay no child support, and he's not on child support because he gives you more than the courts would give you, and she knows that. She knows she gets more from him, not by putting him on child support. Because if you let the court figure it out, a motherfucker can finesse their way into paying you like $115 a month. When he pulling up paying for everything and coming to spend time with the child. But somebody like this, never satisfied, insatiable, can't do enough to please her, he don't even pay child support. And see, this the wicked, twisted, always want things to be the way that they want it to be without reading the room, without having any conscience of consequences, wanting to get her narrative out. No, he doesn't pay child support because he's not on child support, because he does more than child support would force him to do. But she'll leave all of that out through her eyes and to support whatever story she wants to spread around town to make him look bad. And especially she wants to dissuade the divine feminine, which it ain't gonna work. Got a reading on that too. It don't matter what nobody say about nothing. So what? So what? She want to put something out there. He don't even pay child support. How you gonna mess with a deadbeat? He don't even pay child support. And what kind of female fall in love with a man who don't pay child support? But he's not on child support because he does more than child support would require him to do. It's that type of shit. Looney Bin, love attention, playing spell work, typing on TikTok how to make a man fall in love with me, hashtag TikTok witch talk, and finna put herself in a deep depression. Because you ain't doing nothing but siphoning your energy over to spirit guides who can't get nothing of value from you. So they're just gonna take your life force. Soon enough, you stop feeling good enough. You stop feeling secure enough to get out of bed and take all those pictures. You stop feeling sexy. So you don't have, you can't feel sexy enough to create no thirst trap. Soon enough, you stop feeling yourself when you out in public. So there ain't nobody no longer hollering at you. You know, men ain't catcalling you like that. Especially as these times we in right now, where that whole aesthetic thing, like that whole bimbo thing, that shit dead. That shit dead. Men like personality. Men like good skin, real skin. If they do like this, is they thumb gonna come back dirty brown? Or, you know, whatever color your shade of foundation and concealer and all of that contour and shit on your face. Are they gonna have a clean thumb if they do like this on your cheek? If you want to just softly caress your cheek and stuff, is he gonna have stains all over his hand? Do he gotta wash his hands just to caress your face? That's where we're at. You know, the 2000s, the 2010s, great time for cosmetic companies. That shit drying up. And somebody who gets all of their self-esteem through a camera lens, you know, time done passed. From the beginning of that era where makeup was a thing, a lot of time done passed. And, you know, wearing makeup all the time, it ages you more than anything. All them chemicals age your skin. So in this new era where maybe you ain't hot shit no more, back when you was, you know, young or whatever, you had the privilege of youth. Then you go through this whole era where, you know, makeup will take care of all of that shit. Surgery will take care of all of that shit. People with surgically enhanced faces, this is just not it. It went from the makeup to then the fillers and all of this shit. It's that shit ain't it. Then it went for the noses in Turkey. You want the Jackson nose. That shit ain't it. People going trying to get their eyelids done so they don't have the kind of hooded eyelid like I have. And now one of your shit's like this and the other one normal. That shit ain't it. So now you got age done caught up with you. You done aged your skin. You got bad energy, which ages you. You always out in the clubs and shit, drinking and shit, aging you. Time done caught up with her ass. Father Time with his arms folded. He said, you ain't gonna sit in my face and lie to me. I'm gonna show you what the fuck I'm about. Time done caught up with your ass and all of that. You know, I got these niggas and da-da-da-da-da-da. Up in age, it's not it. This female gonna wake up and find herself in a world where after all of these years of not being able to read a room, of refusing to face reality because it's me, wake up one day and don't nobody want what she got to offer. And I feel like that's gonna lay her ass out. To go from being what she thought at least was the preference for such a long time to crickets on her chirp. Crickets in the DM. And I don't mean by choice. Some of us, we don't like all that activity. I don't like to look at my phone screen and see a bunch of notifications. I hate that shit. I like for peace and quiet. You know, a few texts come through every now and then. Yeah. Cool. I don't like to have all them notifications for DMs and comments all day, every day. My phone stay on do not disturb a lot of times. A lot of divine feminines don't allow that much access to us. You know how an Erykah Badu or even Beyonce have that air of like you can't really get next to them like that. You can't really touch them like that. That ain't got nothing to do with being stuck up. It's valuing your energy. When you actually have something to offer, you don't want a bunch of low vibrational motherfuckers around you. They couldn't be around you like that no way. You'll start driving them crazy. They'll become obsessed with you because the magnetism of your energy, and knowing that, being able to read a room, being able to understand the dynamics of just being a human and not being caught up in flashlights and limelight and spotlight. Everything but pure light. Female caught up in everything but pure light. Her star energy comes from everything but her actual self. Whereas whoever this masculine is in connection with now, she's the apple of his eye. And that woman ain't trying to see that shit. She ain't trying to see it. She gonna say whatever she need to say, gonna do whatever she need to do. But the problem is, all of it is running her right off a cliff. All of it is taking her off a cliff. Because, like I said, what God put together, let no man put asunder. It don't end well for her. Just know that. I don't care enough to dig into the details of how it doesn't end well. But I did want to explain this dynamic of, like, this destiny swap type energy. Like, first off, you putting him in the dark, you making it seem like he the problem when it's really you. And then when he finally go off and find somebody who gonna build him up and give him the things that he was trying to give to you, now you want to get your act together. Racing to get back out front, and in the process of racing and feeling like you need to play in spirit's face to race right off a cliff, because that spirit realm ain't nothing to play with. There ain't never a need to do no spell work for nobody to like you. If you need to play any type of elements, any type of spell work, any type of witchery, any type of manipulation for a person to like you, they don't. That ain't it. It ain't it. And you're gonna have much worse consequences. If she was just, self-absorbed, blase, still is gonna, Father Time was still gonna knock her ass down a few pegs, and not even because of age, because it's beautiful elder women out here. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you can't be at that age where you're expected to have wisdom and still be talking like a child, still be moving like a child, still don't understand family dynamics. You know what I'm saying? Still don't know how to show respect to a man's family, still don't know how to acknowledge that a man is wanting to yield to you. A childish woman, childish and aggressive female. That's the problem. When you up in age and you still got a child's mind, so unattractive. Because a lot of shit children get away with, young folks get away with, because you still have that exuberance, that freshness, that naivete, the big, dear, doughy eyes. If I can see your wrinkles across the room, if I can see the sag across the room, you too damn old for that bullshit, period. That's not ageism, that's just honesty. At some age, people got to grow up. And it's like he was matured way more than she was. And it's like the masculine spirit guys, the masculine ancestors, the masculine entities, they really just not going for it. He not having that shit. He don't like none of that. Oh boy, his arms folded. I'm talking about, he cocked to one. You see how one foot kind of out in front of the other? He got it. Really. He's so fed up with this shit. The other one trying to hold his peace, like, bitch, please get out my face with this. Every time she go to calling and acting like spirit, because apparently that's the thing to do now. The girls who were caught out in the limelight, because spirituality is becoming so, mainstream, and it is giving people more healing and more answers than even they used to find down at the church house. So it is becoming, mainstream. It is all over TikTok and Instagram, and your companies, they making commercials with spiritual connotations and stuff now. Just trying to, hop on the coattail, trying to get onto the bandwagon and make money from it. And that's the trend. Okay. If colorful belts and colorful accessories was the trend in the 2000s, and a bunch of makeup and weaves and bust downs and shit like that was the trend in the 2010s, in the 2020s I'm gonna become a spiritual girl. And that's what's getting a lot of these young folks hemmed the fuck up right now. Because I don't give a damn. Them companies that you see that's playing in spirit face, you don't see how much you don't see how these CEOs been dying. Like, play somewhere else. Find something else to make money off of. The people, even the ones who come on YouTube and they want to read and stuff like that. Listen, this is a new channel. I'm not new to this. I got on YouTube in 2018 reading on my channel. And before that, I started in 2015 reading tarot cards. Before that, I started in 2008 with astrology charts. Before that, in 1990, I was born. And for as long as I can remember dreaming, God has been giving me prophetic dreams. I'm not one of those. You can tell by how I talk about this shit, I'm not one of those. But a lot of people, they'll pull up the YouTube. This is how far somebody like that will go. They'll make a YouTube spiritual channel. Maybe the woman that he is in a soulmate connection with really is tapped into her. Well, ain't no maybe. The woman he's in a connection with really is tapped into her spirituality. Because that's the only way you can get tapped into a soulmate, a sacred soulmate connection. By having a balanced spiritual nature. Honoring your spirituality. Because we are spirits first and foremost. She'll want to compete with that. If the woman that he is in love with, moving toward a relationship with, the one he just met, and there's whispers around town or in the family or even in her crew that, he with such and such now, and they really, I'm gonna make me a spiritual YouTube channel. I'm gonna pull me some cards too. You playing in the right motherfucking field. Because if you didn't know, you're gonna find out. You're going to find exactly what you're looking for over here. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I think I've said enough. The focus was all that attention. This woman needing all of that attention. I done gave her a good 46 minutes of it. And that's enough for me. See y'all in the next one.